This is very relevant to us, Tesla stock investors. Elon Musk's right hand at SpaceX just stunned the audience.
Are you the only person on planet Earth that can tell Elon no?
You know, the funny thing is, he's right a lot, and it's very annoying, because it's very annoying. Who will say a thing, and everyone in the room is thinking, huh? Oh. But you don't say anything yet. You go back and figure out, can we do what he just asked us to do? And we generally figure it out. So he's right a lot, and it is quite irritating.
She was stunned by the question and the audience was stunned by the answer. Eventually, full self-driving is also going to be among one of these annoying things where, oh yeah, Elon was right, turns out. And if you like the idea of that, click the like button. The inventory discounts that started yesterday were gone within a few hours. This is a bit surprising because Tesla doesn't just announce an inventory discount and then discontinue it hours later, unless it's a mistake. I wonder if someone from the upper management saw that and said, no, we cannot do that anymore. I also saw some speculation that said maybe it was a directive from Elon to stall these inventory discounts, and maybe we will see them again after the shareholder vote. Either way, at this point, I would expect more discounts. Elon Musk replied with exactly to Kathy Wood. She said, importantly, current shareholders will benefit from another 5 years of Elon at the helm. She also said, I would argue that no other executive is as aligned with shareholders as Elon Musk, who committed to no salary, no bonus, no stock compensation for 10 years unless he created tremendous value for Tesla shareholders. Tesla bull Dan Ives is feeling pretty good on the Musk $56 billion compensation package. This has been an area of hot button contention among some investors, but we would expect the 2018 package will be overwhelmingly reapproved and given green light next week at Tesla shareholder meeting. One overhang removed next week. Dan Ives, though, didn't really make a comment about Tesla moving from Delaware to Texas, whether that will be reapproved, which will be much harder because we need many more votes. Now, Barkley says we expect compensation plan to pass, but failure could drive significant downside and raise questions on Elon Musk's future at Tesla. Barkley says that even if shareholders approve Elon's compensation package again, it does not guarantee that Elon will be paid. The legal case is going to continue, and Tesla is likely to appeal the ruling, but it must first wait for legal fees to be determined in the current ruling, and that has a date for July 8th. Tesla is using an untested legal approach, so a lot of this is open for debate. But common sense will tell you that courts should be unlikely to overturn a shareholder vote in which they have been informed of all appropriate information. And yet, Barkley says this is actually not a certainty. Barkley says, in our view, Elon's influence over the vote, including threats around moving advanced products out of Tesla, is still quite evident and may be scrutinized even with a resounding ratification. The ratification proposed being voted on is non-binding. So if we ratify the compensation package, that does not guarantee that Elon gets paid. But if we do not, that almost guarantees for sure that Elon does not get paid. This sounds almost like a conspiracy theory from Barclays. They explain why some people are making certain comments about the compensation package and maybe why some people even choose to vote no. For example, Leo Cogman and some other people. To some extent, we question if comments on the matter could simply be attacked to drive voting urgency among other shareholders that may otherwise be complacent in assuming it will pass. Additionally, the largest pension fund in the US that commented publicly they are voting no, noted that these comments basically were made before meeting with Tesla, perhaps implying ambitions around enacting other desired changes before committing to support the ratification. Well, that would be really good news, but I'm certainly not counting on that. It would be quite something to see Leo Cogman last minute say, oh, you know what, guys, this whole time I was pretending that I was gonna vote no. I actually am gonna vote yes. I'm just trying to get people to vote. I really don't expect it, but I give it maybe like a 1% chance that it would happen with Leo. And for the pension fund, yeah, I give it a much higher chance because it was before meeting with Tesla. I also listened to more of the interview with Tesla chair, and basically she's suggesting that maybe there is not going to be another compensation plan, that the current compensation plan that was in place, if Elon gets it actually, that ensures that Elon cannot sell the stock once he exercises the option, so the 5-year countdown has not started yet, ensuring his commitment to Tesla. But I'm not sure I believe the statement that there would be no new compensation plan, because look at what Elon said on January 15th. The reason for no new compensation plan is that we are still waiting for a decision in my Delaware compensation case. But he wasn't talking about any economical benefits. He was talking about voting control specifically. So yeah, I can see why Robin would say there's going to be maybe no new compensation plan, or imply that, because economically there wouldn't. And I agree with this. Persistence of Tesla messaging implies potential insecurity, at least about Tesla moving from Delaware to Texas. The updates have been pretty much daily. So Barclays expects the compensation to be ratified, although not guaranteed, but Texas reincorporation is likely a toss-up with headwinds to approval. Barclays says maybe some institutions are making voting decisions based on governance principles, perhaps based on ESG mandates, with less regard for whether Elon Musk drives significant value for Tesla. The good news, though, is the vote around reincorporation in Texas has far less critical ramifications, but it would still make Elon Musk concerned, because that means any compensation package ever awarded to him by Tesla could be questioned. But the good news about this particular issue is that Elon and Elon Musk will both be voting on the Texas reincorporation issue. So they are not able to vote on the compensation package, but they can on the Texas issue. So that was a pretty good note from Barclays. I personally expect if the compensation package passes, Elon Musk will stay with Tesla fairly actively for about at least 4 or 5 more years. Note, I'm putting emphasis on the word at least. Hopefully Elon Musk stays with Tesla for another decade, 2 or 3. Everyone is talking right now about Steve Wesley saying Elon shouldn't get the compensation package. He was on Tesla's board before, so he was there before the compensation packages were designed. Also, he served on the boards of the state's 2 largest pension funds, California's. And we know that this one is voting against Elon. Well, supposedly they are, based on the public record available to us. Maybe they're gonna change their mind last minute. I don't think so, but maybe. And Elon made a semi-private post explaining why he is no longer with the Tesla board. It was a reply under someone's private subscription post, so I think it's not appropriate for me to share it here, but I will post that on Patreon. And if Elon shares it publicly with everyone, then it will be in my next video. But he used some very strong words, so I'm not expecting him to make the same statement in public. Definitely not. The video is already on Patreon. There's a link down below in the description. Tesla is working on some Robotaxi features. Tesla has added a new rider quality score and guest mode to its API, hinting at a Robotaxi future. This is signaling towards Tesla being more confident about Robotaxis and FSD getting much better quickly. I like this. Tesla adds green dot when cabin camera is monitoring in the latest FSD version that's only available to employees currently. You know how it took a long time for some people to get FSD v12? Well, if you have the latest version, that shouldn't be the case with v12.4. If you have it, you should get it immediately pretty much, or at least you shouldn't experience like a 2-month delay like some people have with v12. If there is a delay, it should be because Tesla just doesn't want to push it to more people, not because there's an issue with software compatibility. People in China can now use Auto Park after the latest software update. Tesla expanded its self-serve demo drive program to Canada. This program allows potential buyers to experience Tesla vehicles in a convenient, flexible manner without the need for staff on site. I personally really like this. However, right now it's only available in Quebec, and you can only try a Model 3 or a Model Y. No Model S or X's are available. Someone from Wall Street says it's a buying opportunity for Tesla stock right now.
Partner at Wall Street Alliance Group, Tesla, the board of directors continuing support of Elon Musk's pay package. In fact, Chair Robin Denholm told CNBC it's not about the compensation.
It's not about the dollars. It's actually about someone who took a huge risk from a pay perspective. No compensation would have been awarded had he not hit the milestones. And so for me, that that risk reward is very important in corporate America.
Adil, what's your trade here?
Yeah, we would be, it would be a buy, and we would 100% agree with those comments. You know, the stock's down more than 29% year to date. At times like this is when you see buying opportunities in a company like Tesla. And although, you know, their vehicle sales have suffered due to a softening in demand, we see a lot of potential in the self-driving software, which could potentially lead to new revenue streams for the company. You know, potentially it could lead to, you know, when you sell a car, you can only sell it once, but when you get a software, once you've developed it, you can sell it unlimited number of times. And this could potentially lead to recurring subscription revenues for the company as well. So for us, this would be a buy.
James has posted some of his earnings predictions, and if you didn't know, he has been the most accurate retail Tesla stock analyst for EPS estimates for the last 6 quarters, beating the Wall Street consensus. He asks Gary, does the current Q2 estimate of 59 cents per share include the one-time restructuring operating expenses? That number should not include restructuring costs. So excluding that, James thinks that 59 cents per share is very close. Things, of course, could change if we see more discounts or if deliveries underperform. I just started a new channel. The clips on this channel will be a bit more political, so if you don't support Elon politically, you probably don't want to subscribe to this one. And if you do support Elon, make sure to subscribe to it. The link is down below. Goldman Sachs has a new take on Tesla. We see the potential for more volatility over the next 2 months than is priced into Tesla options. While risks balance reward from a share perspective, options are inexpensive ahead of 4 key catalysts for investors looking to position for upside asymmetry. They're talking about the pay package and the second quarter sales results due out in July. Be careful when you hear things like this from institutions that will benefit from you trading because they're going to make commissions. A lot of these analysts basically are paid money to get people to sell and buy the stock as often as possible. Not all of them, of course, but quite a few of them. That's a big reason why they put out a lot of these statements. I just buy and hold, and unless something changes very fundamentally down to the core, I'm not doing anything. In life, typically, when something happens, you don't want to just stand there. But in investing, if you are holding a good company, when something happens, the best thing usually to do is just to stand there and do nothing. That's especially true if you hold index funds. With individual companies, of course, you have to be quite careful. There's another institution that works in Netherlands for voting, Saxo Bank. Also CMC in Australia. Every day there's at least one new institution. Oh, Tesla is now hiring a large number of advisors. You can see these are for vehicle service, sales and customer support, and there are a lot of these open. Morgan Stanley released a new note with some mind-boggling numbers. The US data center power usage may be equivalent to the power used by 150 million electric cars by 2030. We calculate the annual electrical usage of one H100 chip is equivalent to the power usage of 1.43 Teslas. Our clean tech and global sustainability team's forecast of 2027 data center power usage of 337 terawatt hours is equivalent to the usage of 112 million EVs? Wow. So the next time politicians talk about, EVs, we cannot do this because of electricity. Well, maybe we should just stop using computers because they will be using more electricity than EVs based on Morgan Stanley's projections. And if you remember in some of the interviews earlier, Elon said that there's going to be an electricity shortage for AI. And at first, that didn't quite make sense to most people, but after seeing these numbers, I think people will have an aha moment. Tesla is deploying more V4 chargers. They are basically upgrading chargers to V4 in Australia, some of them. You can see the dates here when it's going to happen. The Model Y, of course, is still the #1 best-selling new energy vehicle in China, which includes hybrids. When there's an IPO for Starlink or SpaceX, I'm likely going to invest money in that. And SpaceX just received a preliminary approval to launch Starlink services in Sri Lanka. If the mainstream media is not your only source of Tesla news and Elon Musk news, you will be surprised to hear that some people actually have opinions like this. I was talking to a guy at work, and this applies to Tesla, by the way, just as much as it applies to SpaceX. And Ryan says, watching a test flight of SpaceX massive rocket Starship should be blowing up or splashing down into the ocean shortly. And his coworker laughs and says, yes, SpaceX does not have a great track record. I don't know, maybe because every time I see the news, they have had something blow up. And a few people I have talked to that are not Tesla investors, one of the first things they asked me about Teslas is, but don't they have a lot of recalls? Aren't they dangerous and unsafe because of that? Well, in the meantime, Teslas are literally the safest vehicles in the world. Here's another common critique. Oh, Elon Musk doesn't even do anything. It's the engineers that make everything happen. Elon cannot take any credit. Okay, true, but why do you think Boeing has a higher cost and far fewer launches despite having many more engineers and resources? Elon Musk just gave a quick Starship update.
Well, I need to regroup with the team and confirm that there aren't any other known issues, but I think given that the booster came back, came to a precise location, came to essentially a zero velocity landing on the ocean, I think we should probably try to catch it with the tower arms on the next flight.
Now, yesterday, what I thought was quite interesting is that the current administration didn't even congratulate Elon Musk or SpaceX. I mean, they didn't even have to congratulate Elon Musk. They could have just said, SpaceX did this incredible thing, not Elon Musk. These are some big numbers. More money is being poured into solar than all other electricity generation technologies combined, a new global report has found, with power sector investment in PV technology projected to exceed 500 billion in 2024. Look at how fast it's going up. This is a bit nutty, and it's a reminder to us Tesla stock investors as well that great companies can lose a lot of market cap but then come back extremely strongly. Nvidia added $1 trillion to its market cap in the past month and is now worth over $3 trillion. But if you had invested $1,000 in its 1999 IPO, you would have $0 today because your paper hands would have definitely sold during one of its 12 drawdowns of over 50% or 2 drawdowns of 85%. Elon thought that was funny too. So great companies can have huge drawdowns. That doesn't make the company a bad company to hold long term. In fact, if I'm looking at a great company, I get a lot more worried and uncomfortable buying when the price is at the all-time high already. There's a major rumor going on right now. The new Model Y will be available next month, probably in China. So those who want to buy a Model Y can wait. But after a cross-verification of multiple channels, there is no news of trial production in Shanghai factory presently. So the rumor is likely not to be true. Last year, we heard rumors that the refresh Model 3 is likely going to come out towards the end of 2024. I don't drink any alcohol, so I'm not going to get this one, but Tesla has released this for $450. And I like what Dylan is saying here. At some point in the next few years, whenever Tesla becomes the most valuable company in the world, I am ready to take shots on Electrified with everyone that voted yes for Elon's compensation plan. If your name is Ross Gerber or you voted no, you will not be welcome to the stream. Sorry. Not sorry. You don't get to try to sabotage one of the most important companies on the planet and then celebrate with us when the payoff for patience and trusting the man behind Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink, Boring, and xAI arrives. If Dylan invites me on the stream, I'm happy to come. I won't take any shots filled with alcohol because I like to keep my mind sharp and clear, but I'm happy to take a shot of a green vitamins drink, which I have been taking for over 2 years now. And I just posted on Patreon a new exclusive video with Elon's semi-private comment about why Steve Wesley is no longer on Tesla's board. Just be warned, Elon used some fairly strong words there. If Elon posts it publicly, then I will share it in the video as well. But for now, it's posted in a semi-private group. So I think it's okay for me to share it on Patreon, but probably not publicly. By joining Patreon, you will have access to all of my exclusive videos on Patreon, as well as how much I am willing to pay for each Tesla share between 2024 and 2033. If you join the investor tier, you will also have access to my valuation model, where you will see all of my assumptions, including deliveries, the energy business, Tesla's future businesses like FSD, and of course much more. And then if you want to easily download that and put in your own numbers, then this third tier is for you. To all of my Patreon supporters, thank you so much. Make sure to like the video and subscribe if you haven't yet as well. It's really important to like the videos because that makes it less likely that the channel will be shadow banned later, like my other big channel got shadow banned before from about 50% of my regular viewers. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.